Well, it had to happen sooner or later. For those who don't know yet, Sony announced at San Diego Comic Con that they are adapting The Last of Us into a feature length film that is also supposed to be produced by Sam Raimi. And I'm skeptical about it. This can go either two ways. It's either gonna be garbage or it's done how it's supposed to be done. Video game adaptations haven't really been all that good in the past. On the top of my head, I can't think of any video game adaptations that got good reception critically or commercially. But there's one factor in this adaptation that may make that statement irrelevant. Creative director of the game, Neil Druckmann, is also going to pen the screenplay. I know it may be wrong of me, but I expect him to know what he's doing with this screenplay. I mean, the game is a 12-hour experience, and he's the only person I can think of that can squeeze that 12 hours into 2.5 hours. But hey, here's a suggestion, Sony. Maybe split the film into two parts. First part being summer and fall, and the second part being winter and spring. You could do a lot with this. I mean, you can fit a lot that needs to be in there, and not rid anything out that everybody enjoyed, and just leave out the parts that really nobody liked in the game, which there's very few of that. And Sam Raimi producing can be a good thing. Sam Raimi produced the 2013 remake of The Evil Dead, and the production in that movie was top notch. I feel that with the game's terrifying imagery, Raimi can pull it off greatly if he tried. I trust the guy, just as long as he's not directing. Now we have who can play the roles well and who can direct the movie well. It's already rumored that Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones is to play Ellie, and personally I think that's great. She may not look like Ellie the least bit, but I know that she can play the part well, and I think that's all that matters in casting the roles. Anybody who's seen Game of Thrones knows that Maisie Williams does an amazing job as Arya Stark, who I feel is also very much like Ellie. Badass, foul-mouthed, and also does great on her own. And personally, I see nothing wrong here with Maisie Williams. And now, let's say she doesn't get the part. Who else could play Ellie? Nobody say Ellen Page. I know she looks exactly like Ellie, but Jesus, people, she is in her late 20s. Maybe Chloe Moretz from Kick-Ass. She did an amazing job in that as well, and her character is also conveniently badass and foul-mouthed. Now we have Joel. Troy Baker's voice acting in the game, phenomenal. Added a bunch of emotion to the character, and who do I personally think could do a job as well as he did? I feel that Hugh Jackman would be great as Joel. He would bring just about as an emotion to the character as Troy Baker did. If you have ever seen Prisoners, you know that Hugh Jackman can bring as much as emotion as he can into one role. And honestly, if it wasn't for Prisoners, I probably wouldn't even be considering him at all. That movie really showed me that Hugh Jackman can play somebody with an emotional burden. And now finally, who can direct this? I personally can't think of anyone right now, but I really, really hope that they make the right decision and choosing the director. This may not happen, but I feel like this would be a perfect choice. David Fincher. He would capture the dark, creepy tone greatly. But this movie better be a rated R. I don't think I have to explain why.